Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is the Papa Joe Show, where Papa Joe knows. I am your host, Papa Joe. Glad you are all here. It is a fantastic day. It's actually kind of starting to warm up a little bit here in the southeast, which has been a lovely, lovely actual surprise. Coming back from vacation and everything, and then having a good time in the nice warmer weather has been actually really, really nice. It's almost like we brought it back with us from where we went, so it's great. Mm. My lovely daughter actually brought me some coffee today, so that was very, very kind of her to do that. Didn't have time as usual, going from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, etc., to go get stuff done. So, thank you to my sweet daughter for that. So, also, yeah, do me a favor if you're watching live, pop into the live chat. Say hey. I don't see how many people are watching, and when I look at the video when I'm done, there's usually several. So if you're watching live, do me a favor and say hey. At least say hi. You don't have to join the conversation if you don't want to, but it would be awesome if you guys and gals would let me know that you're there, and just so I know who is watching. It would be fantastic. It would be absolutely amazing. So, other things, if you like the content, smash the likes on this video and any of the other videos you happen to watch as well. It helps the algorithms find other people who want to see this type of information. Then the other thing I was going to say, I do a Patreon show every day, as long as barring anything crazy happening either with family or at work, because it is towards the end of the day, and usually that's when fires break out, if you will. Fires, infrastructure stuff stops working during that time period usually. Anyhow, it's a Patreon show. It's 4:30 every day Eastern time, and I have a great time doing that. And because it gives me the ability to have a platform or a space to talk about things that would generally be majorly censored. Some of the stuff I talked about yesterday and the day before, and I think I did the day before, were highly, highly. They would end up being pulled offline, if you will. So, anyways, digress on that. If those of you are in there, it means a lot to me. I didn't think it would really go anywhere, and it seems to be. And you guys are fantastic and amazing and beautiful people for doing that. So it's not a lot at the end of the day. I don't care necessarily. I would rather have more people in there and it grow slowly than having only a few people in there and it not be worth that kind of time, that kind of stuff. So anyhow, I really do appreciate all of you being here. It means a lot to me. So with that, let's jump through the channel here and to the chat, excuse me, and say good morning to everyone. It'd be fantastic. Tom, what's going on, brother? Good morning. Thanks for being here as always, dude. You being here is fantastic. I love it. I love having you in here. You're amazing. Really do appreciate it. Bitcoin Management Jim, what's going on? Very, very cool. Just flipped another laptop to Linux. Love it. Absolutely love it. Linux is a fantastic operating system. And if you kill the GUI, it makes it very interesting for anyone who tries to use it other than you. So it's always fun for sure. Or if you just use a CLI only, those are really good ones as well. I really like Tails, by the way, Jim. If you check out Tails, that flavor of Linux is good for having Linux anywhere kind of thing with you. Bitcoin Management Bull Vacation Countdown T minus 28 hours and 3 minutes. Dude, I really hope you enjoy your vacation. You bust your butt in everything you do, and really, really, really hope you enjoy it. Daddy-O, what's going on, brother? How are you? 84 here today. What is 84 here today? I don't know what that means. Anyway, whatever. Maybe is it 84 watching live? Cool. I don't know. Cool stuff. Anyways, Gloria, good morning. What is going on? Good to see you. Good to see you. Who else do we have in here? Well, looks like that's got everyone so far. If you are watching live, say hey. Still still a Papa Joe Patreon. I guess that's what it is. Virgin subscribed, but haven't watched it. You should, man. Go watch the past couple of days, or pull it up and at least listen to it the past couple of days. There's been some really good stuff. I feel like it's been some good stuff. So anyhow, Steve, what's going on, sir? Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, temperature. Gotcha. Yeah, 84 there today. Well, man, it is starting to warm up, and I love the warmer weather. I like the cooler weather too, but it's like I don't know. I think God created the seasons just right, where you're like, okay, well, let's cool off. Okay, I want to warm up. Okay, I want to cool off, etc., etc. Kind of cool stuff. Kind of cool stuff. Anyhow, so today, there's been a lot of chatter, at least in my realm, if you will, about all of the different sanctions that they're trying to talk about happening when it comes to Russia specifically, with the cryptocurrencies and potentially Bitcoin and other cryptos in general. And most of the articles that I read and some of the ones I'm talked about today, I actually ended up finding myself laughing while I'm reading them. The reason being is primarily because it is comical that these people think that they can do what they're doing. They're forgetting the major, major, major important parts about how Bitcoin and crypto in general work. And that's to do with blockchain technology. When you have a financially minded person, all they think about is the financial side of the things. And that's fine. That's not a bad thing. That's a really good thing. But when you have somebody who's technical or even understands the nuts and bolts on how a blockchain works, folks like myself sit there and go, yeah, that doesn't work. You can't just push a button and make it work. It doesn't work that way. And even still, even if you could do things like get some of the exchanges to say block an entire region, which none of them will. We'll talk about that in a minute. Then you end up with those people who use those platforms going to other platforms that are smaller and don't care about who you are. They're more designed for people who want to maybe, I don't know, decentralized exchange stuff. When these people find out what a DEX is, if they haven't already, they're going to lose their minds. Legitimately, people. It is going to significantly cause problems, and their minds are going to go boom. And it is already. This is the cool part, right? So, oh, sorry, popping my back there. I haven't done that on a show yet, I don't think. Anyhow, we're coming into, like I keep saying, we're hitting there's a world stage right now. This is a world stage. The world is watching. And it's very unique that Ukraine keeps asking for donations in crypto. Not really sure why. I mean, I get it, but if there was really a problem there, or really something going on and really something they needed, then they probably would go the traditional route and issue war bonds or taxes or stuff like that, which at that point, the US and other NATO related countries, if you will, would buy those bonds, fund them, and get them the things that they need, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But they're not doing that. They're going the crypto route. Why? Do they know something about the markets in general that they're actually about to collapse? And then if they got something right now and then they sold, say, a stock or a bond or treasury note or whatever, that it would drop and tank the market? Something like that? Do they know something's coming? Makes you kind of makes me wonder. So I'm bringing it up to you all here. So it's very, very, very intriguing. Let's put this up here for you all to see this. This is look through here. And there we go. Yellen says the U.S. and I got the right one here. Yellen says the U.S. will freeze and seize wealth of Russian oligarchs. Speaking in Chicago, Yellen suggests sanctions against Russia companies and individuals will intensify. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen used a visit to Chicago Wednesday to spotlight Biden's or flashbacks the administration's determination to strip Russian oligarchs of their wealth. And in response to Putin's invasion of Ukraine, we have made it a priority to go after oligarchs or Russian elites who are key to President Putin's corrupt power, Yellen said. She added that Treasury, along with the Justice Department and the U.S. allies, plans to uncover, freeze, and seize their wealth. Uncover, freeze, and seize their wealth around the world. So stealing the wealth that they've obtained. Now, we all know that that's not really necessarily a good thing. We all know that in Scripture, when you steal something, you're supposed to pay back sevenfold and make it right and stuff like that, right? You're not supposed to do it. Scripture is very, very clear on that. So stealing isn't a good thing. I get it what they're trying to do. But at the end of the day, like if there was a real enemy here, look, on the Patreon, I go into this a little bit more. You could take a 50,000-foot view on what's actually happening. I'm gonna stick to. I'm dipping my toes into the deepest, and I have to be careful. Go watch Patreons yesterday, day before yesterday, even the day before that. Just well, watch them all. Whatever. I really dig into what I really think's happening here, and I cannot say that out here. The video will be ripped down, which is stupid. I have a First Amendment right, so do all of you, to say what I want to say. It is not the First Amendment is not to protect the right of what everyone wants to hear. The First Amendment is to protect the right of those who have controversial things to say, so that they can say them, and that's it. Just understand. Just understand. Hey, Daddy-O, vinegar removes sunburn. What kind? What kind of vinegar? Any kind of vinegar or a specific kind of vinegar? What kind? Because I use lavender oil. That helps a lot. But vinegar, I've used vinegar for when I shot my hand with a nail gun and had glass and stuff on my legs from different things in the past. That really helps a lot. Anyhow, I digress. So she is where there was a little thing down here that she puts out here. All right, so Flashbang in his address on Tuesday briefly addresses oligarchs, saying, "We're coming for your ill-gotten gains." Ill-begotten gains? Oh boy. They're pledging that the U.S. and the European allies were after their yachts, luxury apartments, and private jets. Now, why would they seize those types of assets? Kind of makes you wonder. Apple cider, cool. Daddy-O, thank you, sir. That is cool. All right, so where was there one other thing I wanted to point out in here as well? That basically this is the stupidity of this, that they're going to say, yeah, okay, we're going to do that, and then she goes on to talk about this: Yellen monitoring Russian efforts to evade sanctions with cryptocurrency and other means. Treasury Secretary Yellen said on Wednesday that the U.S. would continue to monitor Russian efforts to evade and bevy sanctions placed on the country since its invasion of Ukraine. We will continue to look at how the sanctions work and evaluate whether or not there are leakages, and we have the possibility to address them, Ms. Yellen said in an event at University of Illinois Chicago. Some Senate Democrats wrote in a letter to Ms. Yellen Wednesday, raising concerns that cryptocurrencies could be used to undermine the wide range penalties which have targeted Russian financial institutions, its central bank, and individuals. Ms. Yellen said the Treasury is monitoring that possibility. Now, here's this. Actually, I'm going to read this next part. I often hear cryptocurrency mentioned, and that it is a channel to be watched, said Ms. Yellen, added that many participants in cryptocurrency networks are subject to anti-money laundering and sanction rules. How can you enforce them, lady? You cannot enforce that. You cannot control that, because you yourself said in 2014 that you cannot control or regulate cryptocurrency. You said that. And you gave the reason why, because it's outside of the banking system, because it is outside of the banking system. Hello. You said that. That aged so well. Anyhow, it's not that the sector is completely one where things can be evaded. Yeah, it's not necessarily an evaded thing. You just can't control something that you don't control. And you yourself have said that. Russian invasion of Ukraine last week has fueled demand for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies in both countries. The assets, which can be used to transfer by two parties without a regulated intermediary, are often seen as an alternative payments network. And Treasury warned in October that they could potentially reduce the efficiency of American sanctions. There, exactly. Yeah, you're calling it out for what it is. You're recognizing that you can't control this. You're there. That's what they're doing. Chainalysis, a firm that traces cryptocurrency transactions and has millions of dollars of contracts with the U.S. law enforcement agencies, hasn't detected evidence of major sanctions evasions by Russians in cryptocurrency markets, a spokeswoman said Wednesday. So it's very unique to me. Bitcoin bull, I love it. Is Janet Yeller going to monitor and stop the sun from setting this evening? That's hilarious. Dude, she's going to try. And she's going to find out that she's going to walk off a cliff and it's not going to work. So, oh, hang on. I'm going to roll over a cord. Old Yeller. That, Tom. I love it. Let's call her Old Yeller. Let's do that. That's her nickname. Good one, Tom. Good one. Old Yeller. We've got Flashbang and Old Yeller. All right. Help me come up with other nicknames. This is fantastic. I love it. Anyways, so sorry for the clicking. Again, I need to figure out I need to get a better arm eventually for that at some point. Anyhow, Old Yeller. I'm going to love that. So it's funny. You got all this taking place. They're saying they're going to try and do these things and they can't. And okay, you've got different exchanges that they're reaching out to, and that they've talked to Coinbase, Kraken, Binance, and probably many others. And they're sitting there saying, we need you to block everyone in Russia. That's not going to do this, da 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 da. So very, very, very uniquely, the Kraken CEO fires back at Ukraine's request to freeze Russian crypto. Step number 1 would be to freeze all U.S. accounts. Okay. Here, get this. Actually, let me close that. Sorry. This is a beautiful response to this. And the reason I say it's a beautiful response to this because he understands. Kraken CEO understands freedom. Kraken CEO Jesse Powell has responded to calls for his company to freeze the crypto assets of Russians amid attack on Ukraine. Ukraine's Vice Prime Minister Fedorov, publicly asked all major crypto exchanges to freeze accounts in a bid to further challenge Russian resources to stop the war. But the co-founder of one of the most popular crypto trading venues in the U.S. has refused, and explaining his position on a Twitter thread. Excuse me. I haven't read the Twitter thread, but here's some excerpts from it. While he has deep respect for the people of Ukraine, he said he believes crypto should enforce individualism rather than nationalistic alliance to a country, because he understands that there are no borders for Bitcoin. There are no borders. There are no control mechanisms on a specific nation for cryptocurrency. It is the people's money, individualism. It is not the US dollar. It is not the Chinese yuan. It is not the blah, 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 blah. Got it? The euro. He is on the world stage saying, you can't stop this, so no. I will not block the accounts of these people. Now, get this. Besides, if we were going to voluntarily freeze financial accounts, residents of the countries unjustly attacking and provoking violence around the world, step 1 would be to freeze all U.S. accounts, Powell wrote on Twitter. As a practical matter, that's not really a viable business option for us. Now, he's pointing that out because he's pointing out that of countries attacking and provoking violence around the world, that the U.S. has been doing that for years. And unfortunately, that is true. And he recognizes that. See, what's happening is that all of these all of these regulators, they forget that the people who created these exchanges are people like myself who've been in this for a long time, and we've been in it for a long time because it means freedom for humanity. And if we, people like Jesse here, don't take a stand now and recognize and tell the world that this isn't how this works, showing the world how this really works, it's beautiful because they want freedom from the financial systems. They want freedom from the regulations because they recognize the regulations are already built into the currencies and into the blockchains. Do you get it? This is incredible that he did this. His comments received widespread support on Reddit's cryptocurrency forum. I am an sick, I don't know what that means, Russian, and I was really heartbroken when people suggested freezing our cryptocurrency. We never wanted war. Putin is the reason we are suffering. One user wrote on Reddit. Down the down the streets, we are also protesting against this invasion. So even the Russian people are saying, we don't want that. Thank you for standing up for us, the people. What's happening here, people? What's happening? All of my listeners and subscribers here. The U.S. can control, really NATO, UN, whatever. They control the financial institutions around the world. And in order for countries like Russia and other countries that have done things in the past, in order for them to transact on a global scale, have trade, e-commerce, commerce, whatever in general, they have to at least somehow in some form or fashion be part of that system because the rest of the world is on that system. So what they do is instead of blocking the control of very specific and very precise counts, they block the whole country off, forcing everyone in that country to not be able to use money when they need it. So you have the military and the other stuff doing different things that maybe some of the country wants and maybe some of the country doesn't want. Okay. And those that don't want it have to suffer alongside of those who do want it. That isn't just. That's not justice. That is not just to those people. Having crypto related assets allows those people to use and live their lives the way they were before, while the main system is shut down for those other people. So this is why they're saying no. Powell said he will only freeze the accounts if he is legally required to. In other words, just somebody asking him to, he's not going to go arbitrarily do it. He has to be legally forced to do so. A possibility he believes could be imminent as Russian attacks continue to intensify. Intriguing. Oh, let's add this too. The Binance CEO calls total ban on Russian users unethical. Very cool. Chengpin Zhao said, I think that's how you say it. Binance complies with sanctions, but it will not ban Russian users entirely. Here's key takeaways because it's a pretty long article. Binance CEO said on a Bloomberg interview that his exchange complies with sanctions on Russian users. He also asserted that the exchange would not impose a complete ban on Russian users as an entire group. Ukraine has also asked several other exchanges to ban Russian users, according to reports from CoinDesk. It's true. Okay. CEO Binance has expounded on his cryptocurrency exchange's policies towards Russia, asserting that a complete ban on Russian users would be unethical. You see, they're saying no, but we'll block the important ones, okay? But we're not going to unilaterally. Okay, here. Previously, Binance and its respective representatives made more limited statements on Ukraine sanctions. Binance said that it was blocking accounts of those on the sanction list. In a statement to Reuters, It also said that it would not unilaterally freeze millions of innocent users' accounts in a statement on CNBC. So basically, if they freeze an account, and you all know this too, you all my listeners, y'all know this, you can't freeze that type of an account. You know why? Because all they got to do is create another one, and they're back in business. You can't do that. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't work that way. When the world elites are starting to wake up to the fact that what cryptocurrency and really blockchain technology is, they're waking up to this, and it's on a world stage. This is incredible. I've been saying this was coming, that this is going to happen, and people are going to freak out. Their mind's going to be blown. Their corrupt system's going to be collapse. And all of you, me, everyone else, who've been in cryptocurrency for any period of time, even if it was yesterday that you got in, even if it's today that you get in, not financial advice. Okay, I don't do that here on the show. This is for entertainment or education purposes only. But if it just happens to be today, when the system collapses, you are going to be sitting very nicely because you protected your family and yourself. This is one of the reasons I do the shows. I want you all to be protected from what's coming. I'm not saying for sure any of this is happening. I'm not an oracle. I have no crystal ball, blah, 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 blah. God hasn't given me a dream. Let's put it that way. Just understand that this is what seems to be the writing on the wall. Just pay attention to that. That happens. Well, let's see. Look at the chat here. Is there any other? Wow, I'm way behind. Okay, anyhow. You guys look like you're having a fun conversation. Fun times here. Listen to this. First mover Americas. Fed hikes could drive Bitcoin adoption in emerging markets. So these other countries that, I don't know, like the El Salvadors. Very, very fun. Very, very fun. Yeah, exactly. Daddy-O. No coincidences. Everything is connected, especially who's receiving funds. Follow the money. So I'll tell you a little story here, a little side tangent. I'll come back to this. Years ago, I wasn't really great with money. Not that I am now, but years ago, I really wasn't good with it at all. So I started praying. James chapter 1, verse 5, I think as it is, says that if you lack wisdom, ask. So I started asking for wisdom. And it wasn't long after doing that, I read The Creature from Jekyll Island. And then if you read that, down the rabbit hole you go. I started following the money, and I found things that I wish I could unsee. When you follow the money, you will quickly realize what's really happening. Because even if you try to hide the tracks on the money, you actually really can't. Even in crypto. Well, there are some privacy coins that you can. You can really hide what you're doing. Anyhow, when you follow the money, you find the truth. It's very, very, very much so that simple. And with my background and training, I really dug into following the money. It is, like I said, I found things I really wish I could unsee. And whether those people who do those things or have done these things receive their reward here, their justice here on earth, they will meet their maker, whether they have their justice here on earth or not. And the justice that will be served them from their maker, God's pretty clear as to what will happen to those people. Here's the thing. When your body dies, your soul continues to live. You get to decide whether you accept God's gift of salvation or not. And if you don't accept God's gift of salvation, the scripture is pretty clear you're going to hell. It's not a good thing. These people have sold their souls to the devil for power and control. And unfortunately, unless God has some miraculous thing of for them, and I don't know, they're pray for their souls. Just put it that way. Anyways, I'm going to let's see here. What did you say here? Creature from Jekyll Island. Caution on Amazon. I paid $30 for a 47-page summary of the book, not opened with the exact same cover. Huh. I just get it in audio, dude, and listen to it while you're walking around doing stuff, working. That's what I do. You can download it. I think Audible has it. I think what was the other book thing? The other I don't remember what it's called. It's not Audible. What is it? What is it? Oh, Nook. Nook was I forgot about Nook. Nook is another one. You can get an audiobooks there anyway. So let's flip back over to here real quick, and I'll jump through here. Cryptocurrencies and stablecoins are good alternative during deprecation. Excuse me. Mark Thornton, senior fellow at Ludwig von Mises Institute of told Coindesk in an email. I also think gold and silver are great alternatives at the moment in emerging markets. Crypto is emerging markets, and so some of these people, these smaller countries, are going to move into that, and crypto is going to really run. Especially when the inflation and then the rates go up, they're going to cause all kinds of fun stuff. Anyways, I am over on time. You guys have a wonderful and blessed day. I should have a show at 4:30 this afternoon for the Patreon, and I look forward to seeing you all then. Take it easy.